Welcome to Larry's Library. This week we are taking a look at book 2 of Something is Killing the Children. Now I'm talking about the big deluxe hardcover. I didn't get the slipcase, but it's the same book whether you get the slipcase or the non-slipcase. I'll give a little spoiler warning before I begin. If you haven't read Something is Killing the Children, the first part of the series that was covered in the deluxe hardcover volume 1, then you probably don't want to watch this video yet. Why would you be here? Don't watch this because there'll be a few spoilers about book 1. I'll keep the spoilers for book 2 to a minimum, but yeah, so take a look at that first, and I'll link that video up above if you want to check that out if you haven't seen it already. I never know which direction. It's always the opposite of what I think. But anyway, you'd think after 200 some odd videos I would have that down, but I do not. So yeah, I will keep some of the spoilers to a minimum for this book that I'm covering here. But if you haven't read book 1, then go do that. Watch my review of book 1, then come back and watch this one, please. Anyway, so about this book. This is, like I said, it's the deluxe of book 2, Something is Killing the Children. This, of course, is by Boom Studios. This one is about 400 pages. I say about because I'm going off of the listing on IST, which isn't always 100% accurate. And much to my chagrin, this book has no page numbers. Have no idea why. Yeah, I'm not sure why it has no page numbers, because most of the pages are paneled, so there is space at the bottom to put a page number. So it's not because they went full bleed on every page. They didn't for the majority of them. There's no full bleed problem there. So I have no idea why there's no page numbers, but it really sucks, let me tell you. Okay, Boom Studios, anybody who has any influence on this, please, not like they're watching my little channel, but you know what, come on, give us page numbers. Why would you not have page numbers? Why? Sorry for that tangent. And like I said, it's about 400 pages, about. The MSRP on it is, let's see, $49.99. Oof, don't pay that, don't be a chump. It might be worth $49.99, but why would you want to do that when you can use an online retailer, a discounter, my favorite being InStockTrades.com. No sponsorship, I just love them, and they still have it in stock at the time of shooting this, and I'm about 4 weeks out on these videos, but they still had it at that time, at the time I'm filming now, and it was $34.99, pretty good deal, so you can get it there. Now, the build quality on this, superb. Didn't have a single issue. The binding is strong. It's nice. Yeah, the page quality, superb. Nothing stuck together. No holes in the pages. I've seen that from Marvel a time or two. No big ink splooches. No one likes an ink splooch, right? But yeah, it's fantastic. Not a problem. Very nice quality hardcover. In case you didn't know, and why would you be here if you didn't already know, right? But this is written by fan favorite James Tynion, and the art is by, let's see if I can't butcher his name, Dell'Edera, I believe. Same team from the last book, of course. And this collects Something is Killing the Children, issues 21 through, let's see, 35 of the single issue series. So this one more or less picks up where the book 1 left off. Now, if you've seen my review of the trade paperback of volume 4, I'll put the link up there if you haven't, so check that out. It contains issues that were left out of volume 1 and of this volume, volume 2. So if you want to read them as they were printed, then you're going to have to either read it online in some way, some fashion, or you're going to have to get the singles, or you're going to have to get that trade. It's the only way you're going to read it in the order it was published, sadly. So I talk a little bit about this in my review of the trade paperback, but I'll throw it in here in case anyone's watching this that don't know the story. James Tynion made the decision to leave out about 4 or 5 issues that were published in between these 2 volumes. Now, I think it was a bad call. Who am I? Just some guy on YouTube, right? But I would have went ahead and made volume 2 the contents of the trade paperback, volume 4. And then I would have made this book 3. That's how I probably would have done it. Now, that would have been a skinny volume 2, That's probably why they didn't want to do it that way. And the contents of Volume 2 is the origin of Erica Slaughter when she was a little girl and how she ended up becoming the hunter that we know and love today. So I kind of get where he was going, because if you're reading Book 2, you don't need to have that information that happened in those in-between issues. And that's exactly what he decided. So he's going to put that and probably some other material which maybe we haven't seen yet, or maybe I'm just not in the know about, but he's going to take that material that was skipped and put it in a House of Slaughter Deluxe hardcover later. Now, don't know when later is. I mean, maybe it's out by the time this goes up, or maybe it's later still. I don't know. But you know me, I'm likely going to double dip that. Even though I have that trade, I'm probably going to get that to the House of Slaughter hardcover. So I have all these in the nice premium oversized format for this gorgeous art. So, you know, it's up to you. But if you're just following the linear story, there is no issue at all with just reading Book 1 and then going right into Book 2 and get that material that was lost later when he does the hardcover. And I guess that's why he made the decision ultimately to do it that way. But anyway, if you recall, at the end of Book 1, I should say, Erica Slaughter has renounced the Order of St. George and the House of Slaughter itself. And she told this to the dragon himself, you know, the big cheese of the House of Slaughter. He wasn't very happy about it, and she sort of took off, and presumably on the run. And at the beginning of this book, you know, you see her still on the run from the powers that be in her order that she has basically renounced. She's told them, not doing that anymore. And in this, without giving too much of the plot away, we see her struggling with that decision and the consequences of doing that. Because this is a highly secretive organization, and, you know, they don't let people just say, bye, I'm done. That's not how it works, you know. So they send someone after her, and this person is named Cutter. She is a ruthless, ruthless woman. Just, she's a monster. I mean, that's the best way I can describe her. I don't see her being any better than the creatures that the Order seeks out to destroy. I mean, she's just as bad, maybe worse, because she's human, and she's doing these heinous things and just killing any bystanders that just happen to be in her way, seemingly for the fun of it. She is just sadistic, and she is after Erica. She's set to take care of this little problem. The little problem being Erica Slaughter leaving the Order, but still having the ability to see these creatures that adult humanity can't. And so she's trying to save these kids, and she's just killing these monsters and hunting them all on her own, trying to. Meanwhile, the Order has sent this terrible, terrible agent after her. And at the same time, she's facing off against a monster that I don't think she's never went after before. Duplicite? I think that may be what it's called. But it's pretty awful. It can shapeshift, and it can mimic the appearance of a human. So this one makes it particularly harder to track and harder to kill. And yeah, it's bad. It targets this little girl named Gabby. And, well, I'm not going to, you know, it's tempting to give away a lot of plot details here because it's so good. It really is. This is almost a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a 9. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. And I'll tell you why. The writing is spectacular. No issue there at all. Terrific script. Awesome new characters are introduced. You care about them. Within a couple of pages, you care about them. And that's the mark of a great writer. But the problem for me is, it's a very minor problem. I mean, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Despite that, is the art. At times, it's just terrific. And it's solid throughout. It really is. But it's so good on the panels where the artist puts in a ton of detail. And I really love it. And it's just fantastic. And just detailed and complete. And other panels are very sketchy, very loose. And they look unfinished. kind of unfinished. Now, I've leveled this criticism, I think, at the same artist before. So, you know, it's probably more my hang-up than it is yours. And many people like this very loose look. I just like it. I like the panels and the pages where he's really thrown a lot of detail at it that much better, that it just leaves me wanting more. You know, when I flip to the next page and it's back to this sort of very sketchy, loose style. But regardless, it's terrific. It really is. I had a great time with it. It is a very horrific tale, and it is violent and bloody. So if you're not into that, you probably wouldn't have made it through book 1. So there you go. You know, so you wouldn't be here. So you know what you're in for. You already read book 1, and book 2 is very, very good. I loved it. Highly recommend it. If you're already on board for this series, keep going. Trust me, it's worth it. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in Volume 3, because this has, while again it has a great ending, it's certainly, you can tell there's more to come. Because this is not over for Erica. The Order's not through with her. And yeah, I can't really say a whole lot more about this without just giving away the plot and very crucial things that happen in this. But yeah, so check it out. I fully recommend you keep going with this series. And hope you like this. Hope you like taking a look at the art. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to catch you next time.